Hey guys, this is Bharat and welcome to Bharat's Kitchen with Pav Bhaji recipe. Okay, so let's begin with it.
Now before making the pav bhaji, if I tell you about the history of pav bhaji. So basically pav bhaji used to be a combination of a leftover sabzi in which you put a tadka which is made up of onion and tomatoes, and that's how actual pav bhaji used to be made. But in the course of time it became a food for laborers, it became a food for the masses, and butter was added to it and restaurant made it more flavorful and all that stuff.
So to make the pav bhaji, I've taken about 10 potatoes. Now these are small, that is why I've taken 10. But approximately for a person, you have to take 1 potato for each person. I've taken about 1.5 cups of peas. Also, I've taken half beetroot, 2 carrots and tomatoes. And these are the basic ingredients to make a simple sabzi. Now you don't need to put a lot of effort here. You just need to roughly cut all the veggies, whether be it potatoes, carrots or even beetroot. Don't overthink, just cut it roughly. And then let's make the sabzi.
To make the sabzi quickly, I'm using a pressure cooker here. If it would have been an old way, then I would have used a patila or a bhagona.
So add some oil to the pressure cooker. Yes, don't cook it in butter, cook it in oil only.
The main case for pav bhaji or the flavor that pav bhaji has, it's only because the butter isn't burnt. If you'll burn the butter, you'll not get the taste of that pav bhaji.
So use oil here to make the sabzi. I've added about a tablespoon of jeera. I've added all the potatoes. You just need to roast the potatoes for some time. You don't need to cook them a lot. Just roast them for about 2 to 3 minutes. And then add the coloring agent, that is haldi and Kashmiri red chili powder. Make sure you add these two spices at this time only. Why? Basically you need to roast them in oil. Roasting will not only give an amazing aroma but also the right color. And I don't mean to offend anybody, but I'm not at all racist. But here, what can I do? Color certainly matters in pav bhaji. After roasting for about a minute or so, I've added the peas and the tomatoes as well. And you know, as and when I'm gonna add the tomatoes, I'm gonna add salt. But here comes an important point. A main distinguish, a very simple cooking technique which creates a huge difference. Here, you don't need to cook the tomatoes a lot because boiled tomatoes taste very different from well-cooked tomatoes. That's right. So cook them for about a minute or so, then add the beetroot and the carrot and roast them. And again, you don't need to cook these a lot. Just add water, about 1.5 cups, and you'll be able to see the difference in the tomatoes. They should have become a little softer by now. You just need to cook and cover for about 2 whistles on high flame. And then turn the flame to medium and cook it for about 1 more whistle. And then quickly turn the gas off.
There's a huge difference between boiled tomatoes and roasted tomatoes. The flavor is different, the profile is different, and that's what I'm going to show you in this video. But anyways, let's talk about the refreshments for our sabzi.
So basically I've divided the sabzi into different variants. Onions will give the sugariness, the capsicum will give a base to our tadka, and the tomatoes will give the sourness, and the lemon here will give the tanginess. It will be even more sour. So you need to fine chop everything. And the best way to fine chop is basically don't remove the root of the vegetable. So by keeping the root of the onion intact, you'll be able to chop it as finely as possible. Just as the street vendor guys does. And I've actually used the same method while cutting the carrot and the tomatoes as well. Pretty funny, huh? Anyways, in the meantime, the pressure cooker would have depressurized naturally. And when you'll open it, you'll get something like this. It's just simple aloo matar ki sabzi, right? But the best part is that you don't have to crush it a lot, like the pav bhaji vendor do on their tawas. You just need to crush it slightly and it'll just mash away. See, simple it is, right? But to show you the difference between the acidic nature, I've used a simple pH scale. Now if you use a simple pH scale on water, you'll find it neutral. It'll be at 7. But since this sabzi is acidic, you can see that it is lower than 7. It's about 6. So it's a little bit acidic. Okay, now since we have made the sabzi, let's make the tadka for the pav bhaji. Now to make the tadka, I've taken some oil and this time I'm gonna add about 100 grams of butter. Don't worry, I'm making pav bhaji for about 6 people. That is why it's so much butter. But the key point here is that you need to add the capsicum and the onions while the butter is not melted. Yes, it should not be hot. It should be cold. That's right, and that's what's gonna make the difference. Now, since actual temperature of the butter is not even more than 100 degrees Celsius, you cannot say that it's roasting. It's actually boiling right now, as you must know that water boils about at 100 degrees Celsius.
If you cook in any form of oil, the cooking temperature is generally more than 100 degrees Celsius. Now, since you're not cooking more than 100 degrees Celsius, it's actually boiling and it's creating a different kind of texture. And that's the difference, guys.
So we're gonna cook it for about 2 to 3 minutes until and unless you see the butter fat separating. You can see the edges, right? And then at this point, add about 2 teaspoons of Kashmiri red chili powder, 3 tablespoons of pav bhaji masala, and a tablespoon of kasuri methi. So much amount of masala, right? I know. But after all, it's pav bhaji. That's why so much amount of masala. So roast the spices a little bit with our tadka, and you can see this amazing vibrant color. I didn't even have to use Photoshop here. Still, it's an amazing color. And now, at this stage, add the tomatoes. And these cooked tomatoes will make a huge difference in this recipe. Now, as and when I add the tomatoes, I always add the salt to basically make sure that the tomatoes cook faster. And at this stage only, you can see that the tomatoes are quite acidic right now at 6. But when we'll cook the recipe, we'll be able to see that it's quite lower than 6. That is, they'll become even more acidic. So cook them for about 5 minutes. You can even mash them a little bit, which will make your job a little easier. And then add your bhaji or the crushed sabji that we made. Just mix everything together. And at this stage, add a little bit of water because you don't want the thick pav bhaji, right? So add a little bit of water here. Now in the end, I'm gonna add a little bit of butter. Since pav bhaji has this amazing flavor due to that uncooked butter. So that's why I put butter at this time. And now let's see the pH. It's about 5.6. It's dropped about 0.4 points, and that is a lot to make it acidic. Don't believe me? Let me add some lemon juice and make it even more acidic. और खट्टा बनाना है. And I felt that it needed a little more kasuri methi. That's why I've added about a teaspoon more. And now see the pH. It's even more acidic, right? And that's the difference, guys. That's the difference between boiling a tomato, roasting a tomato, and that's what creates a difference. Anyways, our pav bhaji is ready. Let me show you how you can make your normal pav even more softer and even more better. So all you need to do is that you need to take these hard bread pav. I know these are pretty hard. To soften them up, just microwave them. But make sure you cut them first. Leave them for about 20 to 30 seconds. Don't go beyond that. Maximum 40 seconds and not more than that. And to make them softer, add a cup of water in the microwave also to steam the buns. And after about 20 to 30 seconds, see how soft they are. I mean, it's seriously just like my son's buns. These are very, very soft now. Now just make sure you coat them in butter as soon as possible. As and when you heat them in microwave, just cook them in butter so that they soften even more. And remember, you don't need to overcook the butter. The butter should not be burning. So what I've done, I've added some pav bhaji masala, some Kashmiri lal mirch to the butter.
I've also made a red chili chutney which the pav bhaji vendors make. And if you want to see this recipe, then do let me know in the comment section down below.
And to this, I'm also going to add some pav bhaji. As in the street style, use the same tawa to basically heat up the pavs and to make the bhaji. So definitely it has some amount of bhaji flavor in it also. So I've just mixed everything together and then heated my pav. And seriously guys, the flavors goes deep inside, and that's what you want. That buttery effect, that pav bhaji ka maza to tabhi aayega, right? Anyways guys, just serve it with some cut onion, tomatoes and lemon. And that's it guys. Just try this recipe. I'm sure you're gonna like it.